Hello, B-Shots. Blue Sonic here with a totally different style of build and review that I hope people will enjoy more than my last video. As always, please leave any feedback in the comments below. Every little bit helps me out. Today specifically we're going to be looking at the PI or plug-in system Super B-Daman, specifically the flagship character Battle Phoenix. So right now it's just a detailed look at the box. I also apologize in advance for any bird chirpings you're going to hear in the background. It's actually my baby budgie doing what he does best. Whole lot of noise. Taking a look as well at the sticker sheet, not only is it nicely detailed, but it's actually printed in a thicker and more durable paper than modern day B-Daman's stickers, so I'm really digging the style of this kit overall. I was also really surprised to see that this guy came packaged with metal rivets and screws that you're seeing here. Like, I'm even more excited now to get this guy built and keen to see just how it all comes together in person. It's not usual to see a B-Daman packaged with actual die-cast metal parts to him. Also, something I noticed right out of the box, the plastic quality of this kit is nothing like modern day B-Daman. Like, this guy is really solid and sturdy, and like the pieces actually all have weight to them despite being plastic still, and it really makes for a smooth finish overall. I'm just loving the springs that this guy comes with. He's gonna look so cool once he's built. Being my first plug-in system kit, I'm gonna be building him off camera so I can take my time just getting familiar with this particular series. And before running off, we'll just take a nice look at the instruction manual that came with him too. I love the fact that this B-Daman's owner also has some character art in the manual too. It's a really nice touch that they've added. Alright, let's get to building. Alright, so this is him all built up, and honestly, it took way longer than I thought it would. So you would have seen in the previous video the different metal screws and the metal parts that came with it. He's definitely a very interesting build to do. As you can sort of see, like, he's got the metal rivets here to hold this in place. And these metal parts too, and the screws that actually hold the arms in place. The only downside to this is that, like, the screws being plastic on the inside, like, they don't make a perfect fit. So it has resulted in some wiggly parts. He is meant to have 2 screws here on the back of his head, but I chose not to put them in because as I did try to put them in, they weren't fitting. And he's actually got another part up here that holds this white face to the back anyway, so I felt it's quite stable despite not having the screws in there. So aside from the looks, it really doesn't make a difference to have the screws in there or not. Aside from the really interesting build, he looks awesome. I mean, especially with the stickers as well, they just complement it really well. And I mean, like, you can sort of see in the detail as well that the stickers have like sort of not quite cut, but pre-folded dotted lines, so they fold in really nicely when you're putting the stickers in. According to the instructions, you're meant to load these guys from the front here, so actually pushing the marble into the chest. Personally, I'm not a fan of that just because of how old these kits are, so I've pre-loaded the marble while I was building him on the inside. I really though just can't get over the amount of detail something so small has. It was definitely a very interesting build. Certainly more difficult than your usual B-Daman for sure. But he just looks incredible. So we're just going to do a little speed test. I only really have one shot with this guy. Oh my god, he's hot. Oof. Okay. That is very difficult to shoot. So, as per the instructions, supposedly you're meant to push the marble in here. Not going to do that. So I'm going to show you actually how he sort of takes apart to sort of put the marble in. But at least now you can also sort of see the little drive strip in there as well. Okay. Please don't roll away, and you're going to roll away anyway. So it's got a tab that lifts out there, and you can pull that off. And from there you just slide this piece down and slide the top head down. Now really interestingly, this headpiece here in the back actually has a chunk of plastic in there. I'm not really sure for what, but you can only load one marble at a time with it as a result. So just keep that in mind. Click. And he's ready to go for another shot. Oof. He is really hard to shoot from. That's not helpful. Alright. Okay, so I just took him apart again just to get that marble back in. And stuff in there, and hopefully it actually measures it this time. Wow. That was a hard shot. It can be very powerful, like especially if you're pressing down on these parts here, but just with how old the kit is, I don't really want to push it any further than that. One thing I will say, that despite being as old as it is, again, the plastic quality on this is so good. Like, this is really solid. Like, unless you put like some really hard pressure on it, which unfortunately the core does, like, this is not going to break anytime soon. But yeah, so here is Battle Phoenix in all his glory.